Most women over 40 switch foundations every 6 months. A new brand in the fall, a different formula by spring. The face still looks the same by midday. Foundation sitting in every crease, oxidizing darker around the nose, turning chalky where the skin is thinnest. The problem is not the brand. Most anti-aging foundations use the same base ingredients that accelerate the aging they claim to fix. We tested 7 of the most popular against the only 5 criteria that matter for skin over 40. One clear winner, starting with number 7. The 5 criteria: oxidation resistance, line settlement, texture compatibility, moisture behavior under makeup, and wear without caking. Each product tested the same way. Same application, same skin, same natural light, same 8-hour window. Number 7. Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. Around $14, Physicians Formula built its entire brand on being the gentle option. The sensitive skin foundation your dermatologist mentions when you tell her everything else makes your face angry. The one in the pastel packaging that looks like it belongs in a medicine cabinet rather than a makeup bag. What it claims: a clean, hypoallergenic blend of vitamins C and E with antioxidants for a naturally healthy glow. What the test found: the formula is butter forward. Murumuru butter, Tukuma butter, Kupuaku butter. 3 plant butters near the top of the ingredient list. These are conditioning agents. They feel beautiful going on, smooth, creamy, almost like a tinted moisturizer, and for the first 90 minutes, the finish looks genuinely luminous on the skin. The problem starts around hour 3. Butter-heavy bases slide. On mature skin where the surface is thinner and less elastic, that movement means the foundation migrates into every expression line around the mouth, between the brows, and across the forehead. By noon, the creases were visibly darker than the rest of the face. The finish had gone from dewy to greasy in natural light by a window. This formula treats your face like it needs to be soothed. But by hour 3, the soothing turns into sliding, and a foundation that moves is a foundation that ages you in natural light. The next one made the same gentle promise and delivered even less. Number 6. Almay Smart Shade Anti-Aging Skin Tone Matching Makeup, around $12. Almay has been the hypoallergenic aisle fixture for decades. Fragrance-free, dermatologist-tested, and for a long time, one of the only drugstore options that would not make reactive skin flare. What it claims: skin tone matching technology that adjusts to your complexion with anti-aging benefits built into the formula. What the test found: the Smart Shade Matching uses a tinted base with micropigments that blend during application. It works, but only within a narrow range. On skin with any warmth or depth, the adaptation is too subtle to notice. On very fair skin, the match is decent out of the bottle but drifts warmer within 2 hours. That is early oxidation showing up on schedule. The anti-aging claim rests on a standard antioxidant blend. Vitamins C and E at concentrations too low to produce a visible change in skin texture over time. Flip the tube over and read the full ingredient list. This is a sheer tinted moisturizer with upgraded packaging on the front. Line settlement was noticeable by late morning. The coverage landed in no man's land, too sheer to smooth over texture, too visible to pass as bare skin. It could not commit to being either skincare or makeup, and that indecision shows on the face. The next one costs 3 times as much and manages to get 2 of the 5 criteria right. Number 5. Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation, around $47. Shiseido brings real technology. The brand's research division in Japan has studied skin surface behavior for decades, and the Synchro Skin line reflects that investment in every detail of the formula. What it claims: self-refreshing technology that detects and responds to changes in skin condition throughout the day. Oil control, humidity resistance, a natural finish that recalibrates. What the test found: the active force technology is legitimate. The foundation does respond to moisture and movement at the skin surface, and in practice, that means it holds its shape better than most formulas through the first 4 hours. Oxidation resistance was strong, the color barely shifted, but the technology was engineered for a younger face. Shiseido built this for oil control. The self-refreshing mechanism is tuned to manage excess sebum, and women over 40 typically produce the opposite of excess sebum. By hour 5, the formula had pulled visible moisture from the surface. The skin around the eyes and along the smile lines looked papery, tight, almost tissue-thin under the makeup. The foundation was emphasizing texture instead of softening it. 2 criteria passed cleanly. 3 failed. Impressive engineering aimed at the wrong problem. The next one wraps a botanical story around the same gap, just in French. Number 4. Clarins Everlasting Youth Fluid Anti-Aging Foundation. Around $45, Clarins built its reputation on plant science. The textures are elegant, the botanical approach has a devoted following, and the brand whispers luxury without screaming it. What it claims: anti-aging foundation with organic chicory extract and a light diffusing complex that smooths and illuminates the skin. What the test found: chicory extract is a polyphenol-rich antioxidant. That is a real skincare benefit, but it is a skincare benefit happening underneath a layer of foundation that cannot hold up on top. The light diffusing pigments do soften the look of fine lines in the first 2 hours. The effect is flattering under indoor lighting, across a dinner table, in a softly lit restaurant. Step outside into direct daylight and the diffusion vanishes. By hour 4, the formula had settled into the nasolabial folds and the marionette lines around the mouth. Oxidation was low. The color held remarkably true throughout the day, which is worth noting. But moisture behavior was poor. By late afternoon, the finish felt tight across the cheeks, and the skin underneath looked dehydrated and drawn. Gorgeous at the beauty counter, a different face by the time she walks through her front door. The next one is the first true luxury formula on this list, and it earned its position here. Number 3. Chanel Sublimage L'Essence de Teint Ultimate Radiance Generating Serum Foundation. Around $135. When a foundation costs more than most women's entire skincare routine, it should outperform everything beneath it on the shelf. What it claims: a serum foundation hybrid infused with vanilla planifolia extract that plumps, hydrates, and creates luminous radiance from within. What the test found: the texture is stunning. This is where Chanel's formulation team earns its reputation. The foundation goes on like a second skin, thin and nearly weightless, with a radiance that reads as genuine glow rather than shimmer for the first 4 hours under any lighting. Oxidation resistance was impressive. Line settlement was moderate, better than every product below it on this list, but not eliminated. By hour 5, the formula had gathered in the fine lines around the eyes and in the crease between the brows. The vanilla planifolia extract is an antioxidant, and the moisturizing base is beautiful. But when you look past the luxury, the underlying formula architecture is a high-end moisturizer with pigment suspended in it. That is still a moisturizer doing double duty, not a foundation built for how mature skin actually behaves. For the most beautiful initial finish of any product in this test, Chanel earns that without question. For all-day performance that does not require a mid-afternoon touch-up in the bathroom mirror, 2 products remain that deliver more for significantly less money. Number 2. Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. Around $52. Some products arrive without fanfare. No infomercial, no celebrity fragrance partnership, no promises printed in gold foil on the packaging. Dior Forever Skin Glow is exactly that kind of formula, and it quietly outperformed foundations at 2.5 times its price in this test. What it claims: 24-hour wear, radiant finish, 90% natural origin ingredients, enriched with wild pansy extract for all-day hydration and skin quality improvement. What the test found: the formula contains hyaluronic acid, wild pansy extract, and a refined pigment dispersion system that Dior originally developed for its professional backstage line. The backstage connection matters. That range was created for runway shows and editorial work, environments where foundation needs to hold under hot lights through constant touch-ups across 12-hour production days. When a formula is built for a film set, it shows. Oxidation resistance was the strongest in this test until the winner. Line settlement was minimal, better than Chanel at less than half the price. Moisture behavior stayed balanced through the full day. The skin looked hydrated without looking greasy at hour 6. Wear held clean through the entire 8-hour window, with only minor fading along the sides of the nose. One gap: Dior is an excellent foundation that happens to work well on mature skin, but it was not designed specifically for mature skin. The shade range is generous, but every shade is fixed at the moment of application. If the skin's pH shifts through the day, if the temperature of the face changes, the formula cannot respond. It stays where it started and hopes for the best. There is a pattern that makeup artists describe constantly. A woman finds a foundation that looks perfect at 9 in the morning. By 2 in the afternoon, she checks the mirror and the color has shifted. The texture has changed, and she assumes she applied it wrong. She did not apply it wrong. The formula was simply not built to move with her skin as the day unfolds. Dior gets closer to solving that problem than any other traditional foundation. The winner solves it because it was designed around a completely different premise. Quick pause. After running this test, one pattern kept surfacing. Women over 40 are shopping for the wrong thing. They reach for coverage, for radiance, for the words anti-aging printed on the label. But the real question is how the formula behaves on skin that has changed. If the coverage oxidizes by lunch and the radiance creases into every line by mid-afternoon, neither word on the label mattered. The winner is the only product in this test built around the mechanism that eliminates both problems at once. Number 1. Luxe Color Changing Foundation. Around $38. 6 products failed at least one of the 5 criteria. Dior came the closest and missed on one specific point. It cannot adapt to how the skin changes throughout the day. The winner was built around that exact problem, what it claims. A pH adaptive foundation that reads the chemistry of your skin on contact and adjusts its shade in real time. No shade matching required, a lightweight fluid formula designed for skin that has changed with age. What the test found? The pH reactive pigment technology is doing something genuinely different from every other formula on this list. Every foundation from number 7 through number 2 locks into a fixed shade the moment it touches the face. From that point forward, the formula and the skin are in a slow disagreement. The face warms throughout the day. The chemistry shifts. A fixed pigment cannot keep pace, so it oxidizes, turns darker, and eventually separates from the skin underneath. The Luxe formula never locks. The pigment reads the skin on contact and continues reading as conditions change through the day. In the test, the shade at 9 in the morning matched the shade at 5 in the afternoon because the foundation was adjusting alongside the skin rather than fighting against it. That eliminated oxidation entirely. The mechanism that causes color shift in traditional foundations simply does not apply here. The texture is a lightweight fluid, thinner than a cream, closer to a tinted serum. That matters. Cream-based foundations have the density to pool in expression lines. During the 8-hour test, this formula showed no visible settlement in the nasolabial folds, no darkening between the brows, no gathering in the marionette lines around the mouth. The fluid moves with the skin surface rather than sitting on top of it. Moisture behavior stayed balanced through the full 8 hours. The formula worked with the skin's existing hydration instead of layering over it or drawing it out. At hour 4, there was no greasy buildup. At hour 6, there was no tightness across the cheeks. The full wear held clean without separation, without patchiness, without a single midday mirror check. One thing worth knowing. pH adaptive technology means the shade in the bottle will not match the shade on your face. The formula looks pale, almost white, when you first apply it. It adjusts within about 60 seconds. If you are used to matching swatches at the department store counter, this will feel unfamiliar at first. That is the whole point. The foundation finds your shade instead of you guessing at it. Some women also notice a slight adjustment period during the first few uses as the formula calibrates to their skin's chemistry. By the 3rd or 4th application, the match typically settles in. I found the Luxe at a lower price on Amazon than on the direct site. I will leave a link in the description if you want to check it. 7 anti-aging foundations. 1 test, 5 criteria. The winner costs $38 and outperforms a formula at $135. Drop a comment with whatever foundation you are wearing right now on Skin Over 40. And after watching this test, tell me what surprised you most.